Okay, so one of the things I wanted to talk about was back in the day, um, there were certain people that had an influence in my life, good influence. And when I didn't have a sense of character back in the day, I used to mannerisms, gestures, you name it. If there's something I really admired or really liked about, let's say, a close friend of mine, I would almost sort of mimic them. Sometimes put a spin on it or something, but I would mimic because I was lacking that confidence to show who I was. So I would almost try to embody their energy. Now this is flattering, but it can also be a negative thing because you're taking from another person. And I've noticed there's even some adults now in my life that instead of being able to develop their own character and get a sense of self, they're still stuck in the old ways. Like when I was a teenager, they're still stuck in the old way of mimicking or copying or embodying the energy or the essence of another person, whether it be a close friend of theirs or family or just even somebody that's in their life, platonic. But it's still a thing, and it can get, if not addressed, it can get out of control, it can get out of hand. Also depends on the level of tolerance. Like some people don't care at all. There are people that want to drink from your cup, but not necessarily fill their own or do their own thing. I am always trying to encourage people to look within and find their own niche, their own worth and value, and see their potential, because everybody has gifts. I don't care who you are. Everybody has gifts. Everybody has talents and abilities. Some that are hidden deep down inside that haven't even been woken up since they were children. And a lot of the times, unfortunately, if there's any trauma that occurs when we're younger, sometimes it's almost like we're stripped of those certain qualities that would allow us just to be our genuine selves, whether it be confidence or our voice or worried about image or stuff like that, that it almost gets I would say brainwashed out, as if they're not deserving, or as if, had they been allowed to express themselves in some way, then they wouldn't be able to be manipulated or controlled or used or abused, right? So it's definitely a thing when it comes to energies and people embodying other people. Actors and actresses do it all the time when it comes to learning the mannerisms, gestures, speech, quirks, how a person carries their own energy. Some people are really good at mimicking and stuff like that. But I really would encourage you or anybody else just to find your own. What do you like? Like when you go to a closet, when you look at clothing, when you look at paint, everybody has preference. And some people are even stripped of that, being able to make a decision without having anxiety behind it, because they were almost like, it's a bad habit they learned, that there's going to be some consequence if they do not give the right answer. If they do not answer in a correct form, even if it's something they like, they're worried about the response, which in itself is like, that creates a lot of anxiety. And I can understand why some people still to this day have a hard time. I would love to tell each individual, it's okay, don't be afraid. Even if people don't like what you have to say, speak your truth. The whole fear of holding you back from speaking your truth does not help you. But then again, I've always been comfortable, even if people didn't respect me, just to speak my truth. Just to speak outright. Even if I was mocked, ridiculed, made fun of, I would still speak. Which I'm really glad I kept that.